while we're heading into the during the meditation. So I guess it's one of the advantages of Zoom. So we all made it. Let's give a little pump in the air. Yay, we're here. Made it through another night. We've chosen to practice Dharma. I'm here at Chen Razik. I'm this amazing Gompa. Been here for a long time now. Had such precious people, precious teachers here. I'm so fortunate. I'm just looking over at His Holiness's throne. Wonder if you all have been listening to the teachings of His Holiness during the day. On dependent arising, such amazing teachings, such profound teachings. I must admit they sent me to sleep. I just find them overwhelming. My mind just finds it all too much. But I long for the day when I have the level of enthusiasm that all the students on YouTube have that are looking back at His Holiness. It's such an inspiring teacher, and it's really inspiring seeing so many people being inspired by him. So let's just bring our awareness into our body, into our posture. And I don't think we can underestimate the importance of the posture in having a stable meditation, a stable mind. You know, it's important that our central channel, the winds, are able to flow smoothly. And you know, any pictures you see of any Buddhas, they're all sitting up nice and straight. You never see any slumped Buddhas, any slumped deities. And you know, I have recently heard that, you know, having that straight posture really does help to prevent lung, that mental agitation. So just bringing our awareness to our posture, that our spine is nice and straight like an arrow, heading up to the sky like a stupa. Our hands are relaxed, our shoulders are relaxed, our heart center is open. Our eyes are just gently shut. Our tongue sitting on the top of our palate, and our chin is just slightly tucked in. And we're relaxed, the body is relaxed. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, except to just be here in this very moment. And today's meditation, of course, is for the benefit of all sentient beings. May the rubber hit the road, and may this meditation really help to develop bodhicitta in my heart, develop the wisdom in my heart. For all sentient beings, may they always be kept in my heart. Now I just bring my awareness to my breath. Being aware of the inhalation, the exhalation, and the space between each breath. So the purpose of our meditation, of practicing, is to be a direct antidote to our self-cherishing and our grasping, to gain our experience, intimate experience in integrating more positive qualities that act as an antidote to our self-cherishing. And the first thing we do when we start our practice, our meditation, is taking refuge. And in going for refuge, this is the source of all good qualities. All the good qualities that we want to emulate. All the good qualities that we know the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas and our teachers have present, have manifest. And what underpins that is the foundation that underpins that is karma, the law of cause and effect, knowing that by practicing we are creating the causes to be more like them, to develop these qualities that will lead to our enlightenment, to lead to a meaningful and happy life. And the reason why we are here is because we have just been so dissatisfied with the nature of samsara, of our lives, that there is no lasting happiness in our lives. We get glimpses of it, but then they're fleeting. And particularly during these unprecedented times, we just look around and there is just so much suffering. People are really, really struggling. And this isn't only the way it is in the human realm, but it's even, more so in the animal realm and the lower realms and in the God realms. I think at this stage of our lives and at this stage of our Buddhist practice, that the all-pervasive suffering, it's something that we can see quite clearly. Even though we might have favorable conditions, which we all do, we have amazing conditions, the leisures and endowments, the respites and the opportunities that as I like to call them, respite from the hell realms, respite from having a disabled body, the opportunity to practice Dharma, the opportunity to have a teacher. But yet our mind can still struggle. Our mind still struggles. Even though we find ourselves in this amazing opportunity, amazing position. And that's not only the case for me, that's the case for so many other people. There are so many others out there who are also suffering. And it just seems quite selfish that, here I am striving to be happy. So many people aren't happy. There's so many more people. How can I just do this for myself? I must help others too to escape this cycle of suffering. And it's not only myself who is suffering, but so many other people, and we all just want to be happy. We all just want to be happiness. And happiness is not just for myself, it's not enough. Bringing myself to being happy, it's not enough. I need to bring others, support others, be a guide for others to develop lasting happiness too. I am one, others are many. It just seems incredibly selfish just to work for myself. I must expand my motivation, expand my practice, expand my mind, so it's the happiness of others that's just as important as my own happiness. And as the teachings say, it's the cherishing of others is the source of all our happiness. And just that concept that others are many, self is just one. We need to work for the benefit of many, which will include myself. So it is this strong sense of wanting to be of benefit, of wanting happiness, wanting to do something meaningful, that we take refuge and prostrate our body, speech and mind, paying respect and diminishing our own pride. It's one of those activities that purifies and accumulates merit. And by diminishing our pride, allows us to see the positive qualities in others, especially those of the Buddha. Prostrating helps to soften our hard exterior with humility. And without this humility, without reducing our pride, the teachings can just wash over us. It's only when we open our hearts and humble ourselves and, again, the prostrations are underpinned with the realization of karma, the law of cause and effect, that this type of activity will lead to developing the qualities required to be of benefit to others. So in your mind's eye, visualize your mother on your left and your father on your right, enemies in front, and all beings all around you, prostrating with you. We offer these prostrations with our palms together, our fingers together, but not close together. More like our palms and our thumbs are together, and it's as though it's a blossom about to bloom, a lotus flower that's about to bloom at our heart. And this brings to mind the blooming of the enlightened factor of correct mindfulness, the blooming of correct investigation of phenomena, the blooming of correct effort, the blooming of correct joy as we make prostrations. As we come up, the blooming of pliancy, and the blooming of equanimity blossoms in our hearts and the hearts of all sentient beings. And when we go for refuge, I think we slowly work our way through 4 different types of faith. Initially, when we first come to the Dharma, we have the faith of amazement. The faith that arises from a karmic connection in past lives and leads to an interest and is a step towards happiness. I think initially When I experienced this kind of faith, it was though someone had handed me a key to happiness. Oh, wow, there is something out here that is truly meaningful, that makes sense. The faith of amazement. And I've found it. I feel drawn to it. And then this develops the faith of inspiration. When we become eager to learn and want to emulate the Buddhas. If I could have qualities of a Buddha, and you're inspired to practice Dharma, do practices like the 7-limb prayer, like prostrations, like offerings. Going to teachings and just understanding the Lam Rim, how it all fits together. I mean, the compassion and the wisdom are so appealing. But those two profound meditations, those two profound realizations occur when we really get a solid foundation on the lower scope learnings of karma, precious human rebirth, offerings, refuge. Really developing our faith, being inspired that yes, this does all make sense. Yes, I am noticing some changes in myself and others. And that leads on to the faith of certainty. Knowing that the place of trust is the 3 jewels and the triple gem, and feeling no doubt and total commitment. I mean, the 3 jewels, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. You have the doctor, the nurse, and the medicine. You have it all there. I mean, the Dharma being the ultimate refuge. They are the teachings that actually very clearly tell us the steps, understandings, but it's through the Buddha's compassion and the Buddha's skill, our teachers, our very precious teachers, who are skillful in teaching us in a way that we can embrace it, that we can really take it on. And then we have the spiritual community, the Sangha, and our extended Dharma community. Without this sort of support, it makes it difficult. And that this faith of certainty can be attained through study and practice, just like we're doing now. But it can also be lost. That if we find ourselves, moving away and we don't have the community around us, we potentially could lose our commitment to the Dharma. That our Dharma is dependent on our refuge and our practice are all dependent on having the Sangha and our teachers. That if they left, we would be, we potentially could lose our faith. This is the faith of, this can occur with the faith of certainty. But then you have the final faith, the 4th faith, the irreversible faith. And this is faith that is unshakable and can never be lost. And it doesn't rely on others. We can only develop this really strong, irreversible faith through practice, through the type of profound practices, through meditation, through listening to teachings. I think by doing the type of reflections that we're doing now, that, like I said at the very beginning, taking refuge is an antidote to our self-cherishing. Practicing the 7 limbs, the prostrating, the offering, confession, rejoicing, turning the wheel of Dharma, and requesting that requesting that teachers be present and turn this wheel. These are all necessary causes and conditions for us to develop that irreversible faith. So, I think that with irreversible faith, we would be comfortable going to a cave and meditating for 12 years like past yogis have done. Just really isolating ourselves and really trying to penetrate our mind, really trying to integrate the teachings that are the antidote to self-cherishing. And it does require a lot of effort. And I think without irreversible faith, that effort just wouldn't occur. And such faith only comes about through the genuine recognition of the view. So repeatedly going for refuge eradicates the habitual patterns of past lives. In past lives, we've built up habitual patterns of doubt and afflictions. In taking refuge, one does not eradicate these patterns, as they have a very strong hold on us and are only loosened by going for refuge. Refuge needs to become a dominant feature in our mind from the time we wake up, the time we go to bed. Only when these habitual patterns of our mind changes is it possible to gain irreversible faith. So just spend a few moments before we finish up, just making a few personal resolutions to yourself, a few conclusions. May I develop irreversible faith so that I may be the cause of bringing all sentient beings, all transmigrating beings, to enlightenment, to developing happiness, to being free from suffering. I am one, others are many. So important for me to open my mind, widen my scope, cherish others, and develop my mind. Dedicate the merit generated by myself and others to the great enlightenment. May the Supreme Jewel Bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. May the Supreme Jewel that understands emptiness, that has not arisen, arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. In the land encircled by the snowy mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as a bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjanath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers, honouring the three jewels, saviour of myself and others, your disciples, please, please, live long. Okay, thank you for your time today. And Geshe-la will be here in half an hour. And Tony will be back next week. So I'll just be leading meditations on the Wednesday, and we'll continue on with the 7 limbs again. Thanks, Terry. And Jason, thank you.